Today we are reviewing the new Titleist T-Series irons. They've brought out 4 new models, starting with the T350, the T250, the T150 and the T100. So Titleist appear to have covered all bases when it comes from scratch golfers all the way up to your sort of high handicapper. So today going to give you a bit of a feel, give you my initial thoughts and give you some numbers at the end. Okay, so starting with this T350, this is Titleist's ultimate game improvement iron, and I must say, for a game improvement iron, it looks phenomenal. It really does, and we see that in Titleist, don't we? But this particular iron, it looks fantastic. Really sort of clean, neat design. It's all about speed, distance, forgiveness, and very much, you know, even in that playing position. I like the blend, you know, it looks forgiving, but it actually doesn't look that ugly as well. So I think that's important. I think if you are in this category, it seems to be blending. Certainly the looks, it's also got a forged face as well. Not all these cavity back clubs have a forged face. This does, okay, so you're going to get some nice feel off it. 29 degrees, so it is quite strong. Today I'm reviewing 6 irons, okay, so to give you an idea, typical spin number, 5,500 with my 6 iron, and distance wise, I would say normally carrying about 180. So let's hit a few shots. Let's start off with this 350. What Titleist is saying is that they're very much going down the line of trying to create 4 irons that are quite blendable. Okay, so they say that actually 80% of tour players have a combo set. Okay, so potentially more forgiving long irons, and then obviously, you know, smaller short irons for control. Okay, so potentially, you know, have a think about your own game as we work through these irons. That could be something you could add to your game as well. Quick break. If you're enjoying this video and want to take your game to the next level, I've put together a short practical ebook to help you find the right golf clubs for you based on your swing, budget and skill level. Whether you're a beginner or upgrading after years on the course. You can grab it right now using the link in the description below. It'll save you time, money and frustration. As a bonus, I'm offering a free online lesson when you buy the ebook. Back to the video. So starting off with this 350, again, playing position, I really like it. Looks inviting, looks nice and easy to hit, but also it doesn't look too big and too ugly. Yeah, that was pretty hot straight off the bat there. Nice and straight, good spin number, decent distance, felt really good. Yeah, nice again. Yeah, felt very nice indeed. Consistent spin, which I like, decent height there at 100 feet. Good distance, nice and straight. Yeah, nice again. Yeah, it feels really nice, feels really easy to hit. Again, I do think they've done such a good job in terms of the looks here. You know, very sort of clean, neat design. Oh yeah, felt great again. Yeah, that's the distance I would expect there, 194 carry. Felt really hot, but felt good as well. You know, not, you know, some cavity back clubs, they feel a bit unpleasant to hit. This doesn't, feels really nice. Just gonna hit 5 shots with each club here, guys. So just one more with this. And that last one was right off the bottom. Not a bad thing in this test, certainly in this category of club. Real miss hit, but still, you know, decent carry. Still got it out there at sort of 190 total. So initial thoughts, I think they've done a great job. Looks and feels and seems to perform very well. Okay, now into the T250. So this is their hollow bodied club. Very popular category now, isn't it? And I must say, again, it looks fantastic, but a nice blend from that T350 as well. So if you're potentially comboing between the 2 sets, a lovely blend in terms of the looks. And yeah, it is, you know, this kind of mid-handicap golfer that wants to sort of blend looks and feel, but you also want to keep retaining the distance as well. Let's hit a few shots. So this is at 30.5 degrees. So again, the 7 iron is 30.5 degrees. This 6 iron, again, you'll find the loss progressively will get more standard as we kind of get through the bag. And they've also brought out a high launch T250. I think that's quite good, quite innovative. So if you're in this bracket but you tend to launch it a bit low, they brought out this sort of high launching option to help you get the benefits from this type of club, but still obviously, you know, get the desired height. So let's hit a few with this T250. Yeah, feels good, like it. Obviously, you know, in this, we're going to find as we get into the sort of the T150, T100, the feel and sound will get even better. Clearly, you know, it sort of feels and sounds a little hollow, but that's exactly what we'd expect. Looks great in this playing position. Yeah, felt nice. Okay, let's just do a couple more with this one. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, love it. I think they're doing a great job, you know, I really do. I think it's blending everything. I think this T250 is going to give other clubs a run for its money in this category. You think about, you know, your P790 as a prime example. I think this is really going to test the other brands in this kind of hollow-bodied category. So yeah, very well done from Titleist. Okay, so we're now into this T150. So this is their faster player's iron. Okay, so if you're a good ball striker, you're wanting all the benefits from a player's iron, but you maybe just want a little bit of help with distance. So it's really bridging the gap between like your sort of player's kind of tour iron and your hollow body. If you're somebody that sits in between, maybe 5-6 handicapper potentially, even a touch lower, then this T150 could be for you. Okay, so now we're sort of seeing looks, still very blendable, as I was saying, forged face. We've no longer got the kind of hollow body at the back. Now we're starting to really get into this kind of, you know, kind of muscle back design, and doesn't it? Yeah, it looks fantastic. It really does. So now we're starting to get into, you know, as we're addressing the golf ball, slightly thinner top line, slightly sort of smaller overall profile. So you really want to be a pretty good ball striker. And we start to see some more standard numbers, should we say. Feels great, feels really, really nice. That's the one, that felt great. Yeah, that was nice, you know, nice and solid, really sort of soft feel off the face, but again, getting that bit more distance perhaps than, you know, what that sort of taut iron is going to give me. And 7 iron in this, again, reminder, this is a 6 iron, but the 7 iron is 32 degrees, okay? So just a couple of degrees stronger than what you would say is a traditional loft. Yeah, very good. Okay, we'll just try one more in this. Okay, I'm finally into the T100. Okay, so this iron is for your low handicappers. It's all about workability. It's all about feel, not so much about distance. Just looking at this T100 compared to the 150, they look so similar. Really nothing in it, certainly from behind. If we were to sort of look at it in the playing position, we can definitely see that much smaller sort of top line into this T100. So yeah, it very much looks like pretty much a blade, you know, in kind of old terms, but yeah, it does look quite small to hit. So yeah, you've got to be a good ball striker, hence the word it is for a, you know, a modern taut iron. Again, you know, you could be a low handicapper, good ball striker, and you might be like, well, do you know what, T100 in the, you know, the kind of 8-9 pitch, and then potentially the 150 in the sort of, you know, longer irons could be an option. Yeah, felt nice, you know, very much a buttery feel, but yeah, it just looks good, but it does look small behind the ball. Yeah, very nice, really solid. Yeah. Again, those miss hits, you know, clearly it's not built for forgiveness this, so if you do get a little bit of a miss hit, you're not really going to get too much help out of this iron. Let's just try one more. Better strike, that one. Yeah, feels lovely. Overall impression, guys, before we take a look at the numbers, I think Titleist have done a great job. It's a very clear, blendable iron set that they're talking about, iron range, and yeah, there's something for everyone really. You know, if you're a beginner, T350, high handicapper, and then all the way through the handicap range down to that T100, they seem to have covered all bases. Again, all forged, all feel nice, and all have got obviously slightly different profiles as we sort of work through the bag. Let's look at the dispersion to begin with. Okay, so yeah, obviously 4 different clubs there, so there's quite a bit going on there, but for me, I actually loved hitting that last one, that T150. You know, but you do have to be playing a lot of golf to be hitting that. We've got the T350, you can obviously see that's that little bit longer. T250 felt great, that sort of hollow body club. And you can see that those blue dots, the T150, you can see that going a bit further. So, you know, that is, you know, again, a player's iron that's looking for a bit more distance. Let's dive into the numbers. Okay, so working from the bottom upwards, we've got the T350 at the bottom, you know, good ball speed there, 124. All the spin numbers are good, you know, I like that, you know, even in this T350, 4,700 just under for a 6 iron, that's pretty good. 183 for 195 total. Clearly that's going to be the longest, and then progressively, you know, if we kind of go all the way up to say the T100 at the top, more spin, yeah, at 5,400, carry 171, so less carry, but we're going to get more stopping power, which is great. So overall, guys, my feeling, I think this will sell very well. I think it very much, as I say, appeals to every golfer. I think they've done a really sort of neat, tidy job in the aesthetics, feel amazing. Would definitely recommend checking out this iron range.